a heavy reading today, but I'm getting a message for a collective who's experienced intimate partner violence or who has experienced an emotionally or physically abusive romantic relationship. I feel like this connection is on your mind a lot and you are thinking about, like, should you have done something differently? Is this person different now? Is there something that could have changed? The Judgment card. And I just feel like, yeah, maybe, because I see the 5 of Stars, I see the Justice card. I think you're wondering, like, if you're fated to always have love that's like that, or, you know, if you can ever have, it's so interesting because that relationship had some really strong positives to it as well, right? I think that's something that we have a hard time talking about when thinking about these types of relationships. There's a reason why it's so hard to leave, because there are the ups, there are the highs. It becomes addictive, right? And I think that there's a part of you that's like wanting those those positive aspects and wondering, like, if you're just fated to never feel that again. Of course, you don't want to feel the lows, but you're wondering, like, are you fated to never feel those highs again? And I think that's where you're struggling a bit with the 5 of Stars and the Justice card. And this person's on your mind, the Ace of Crystals. Like, I was hearing, the Knight of Cups. It's like you're thinking about them and the positives and, like, the loving way, in a way. Because I was hearing the song "Love on the Brain" by Rihanna, and we know that Rihanna has this history of intimate partner violence, and that she also, you know, let Chris Brown come back at least once, right? And that's just one example. And we know who Chris Brown really is. Like, when somebody is an abuser, they're an abuser. I see the 10 of Crystals. So it's like, you're wondering, has anything changed? You're wondering, could you do it again? You're wondering, like, with the Wheel of Fortune. And I just feel like this is a warning also to not let them come back. You might be thinking about them in, like, a loving way, but they're still a person that hurt you, and that damage is done. And they'll do it again. I feel like that's part of the message. Oh, did I just started shuffling the wrong way? It's almost like going back to them is the wrong way. That's not the way for love for you for the future. I do keep hearing, like, an R sound. Obviously, Rihanna starts with R. Chris Brown also has R in his first name and his last name. I feel like this person, the King of Wands, the person who abused you, or, you know, you had this toxic relationship with, I do feel like they have an R in their name, first or last, maybe both. It doesn't have to be the first letter. That's the only letter I'm getting, so that's why I feel like it's a sound and not an initial. Okay, let me know how that resonates. Yeah, 4 of Wands. This is the person that you had that relationship with. The King of Wands, the 4 of Wands. It was a significant relationship. It was a very significant relationship, and I just think you're reflecting on it. I think, like, things are just coming up about it. I wonder if this is also kind of like preparation for you as we head into the later parts of the year. Like, there are, you know, we have various retrogrades going on. The Venus retrograde is going to be coming up later this year, and there will be Mercury retrograde during the Venus retrograde. And I just feel like this is going to make people want to go back to their exes, like, basically something you've already completed and trying to go back to it. And I feel like with the World card, Saturn also retrograde, I feel like it's like this reminder that you've already learned this lesson. You do not need to learn this lesson again. Nothing has changed. Don't go back, okay? You're better off without them. Yeah, there's nothing to go back to with them, okay? There's nothing to go back to them with them. Let's actually look at, like, what would happen if you went back to them. I'll put that in another part. And then I'm also going to do a part on, like, what your future in love looks like without them.